Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Wild Your Garden and another Slovenian rendition. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, do check out the Slovenia playlist and you can find all the content that I've brought from this beautiful country, because it really is a country steeped in nature. It's just absolutely everywhere you look. And today in this video I'm going to be talking to you about the wildflower meadows that you can find here in Slovenia, because this behind me is a prime example of exactly what I create back in the UK. It's what I make my living from doing, creating habitats for wildlife. If you're new to the channel or if you don't know anything about me, I'm a wildlife gardener, I'm a designer, and I install habitats for wildlife, and I have done for 20 years. And for me to come and sit and see habitats like this in the wild that are being managed properly, that are absolutely teeming with life because they're not sprayed with pesticides, because they have the correct management, and they have a group of people, i.e. Slovenian people, that are intent on keeping this landscape as pristine as possible. And that's why I want to bring you this video, because this is how a wildflower meadow should look. This is what you should aim to achieve with your own meadow if you're looking to create a wildflower meadow. And it doesn't matter where you are around the world. If you're in the States, if you're in Europe, then this can be achieved, but it's all about how you do it. Now, one of the questions that I get asked a lot is about the creation of meadows and using things such as seed bombs, seed balls, and simply throwing seed into your lawn and expecting results like this. Well, it simply won't happen, not in any short period of time anyway, because the creation of a wildflower meadow takes time, and it's all about the prep work, and it's something that I've been doing for 20 years now. And it's all about knowing your soil types, knowing what seeds will work, knowing exactly how a wildflower meadow can thrive, because not only the flowers, the grasses within this area as well are crucial, absolutely vital. And I don't think people realise how important grasses are in the role of so many butterflies and moths in terms of a larval species, or larval food plant if you like, for many species. And it's not just simply a case of turning over the soil, throwing down some annual seeds, which, yes, annual meadows can look beautiful, and that's all you need to do most of the time for an annual meadow. But it's more than that if you want to create a perennial meadow that is going to last, that is going to provide a home 24/7, 365 for all the wildlife you can expect to find within it. So there are definitely ways, right ways and wrong ways, to create some of these habitats, and it's certainly something that I have been working on a long time. And to see habitats like this, as I say, is very refreshing, and it can be achieved, but it's all about the prep work and all about knowing your seed and your soil types. And there's lots and lots of preparation that goes into the creation of some of the many meadows that I have created. So if you want to see any of those, then do check out the meadow playlist that I'll put a link to at the end of this video. It is a bit of a compilation, if you like, of some of the wildflower meadows that I've created over the last 20 years. So yes, it's all about the prep work when you're trying to create a habitat like this. But this meadow is full of all the plants that I want to get established within a wildflower meadow within the UK. Things like, we've got this yarrow here to my right, we've got bladder campion, we've got scabious, we've got self-heal, we've got ribwort plantain, we've got black medic, we've got red clover, we've got bird's foot trefoil, we've got hawkweeds, there's yellow rattle gone to seed now. There's literally everything in this meadow that I would want to see in a meadow in the UK, and it's absolutely refreshing beyond words. It really is, because I spend most of my life, my working life, travelling up and down the UK, looking at different habitats, driving through the countryside from Scotland to Wales to the south coast, and I can tell you for free that there's very little habitat that I drive past that I think that's perfect, that's how nature would intend it to be, because most of it is manicured, most of it is managed, whether that's our hedgerows, our scrub, our woodland, our wildflower meadows. There's very few wildflower meadows, and wildflower meadows, I'm just conscious of horseflies, they're doing their very best to attack me this evening. Wildflower meadows really are the backbone of our countryside. They are providers of life for everything. I know I talk about wildlife ponds being the absolute epitome of a habitat for wildlife that you can put into your own garden, and I still stand by that. But a wildflower meadow, I think, has equal measure in terms of what it can attract to your garden, because everything will use a wildflower meadow, whether it's the insects that are residing within your meadow. So whether it's things like spiders, whether it's things like caterpillars of larvae of different moths, butterflies, whether it's hoverflies visiting to nectar, whether it's bees, whether it's birds, mammals, reptiles, lizards, still then visiting these areas to hunt on those insects, and then bigger prey species, should I say, things like buzzards, kestrels, owls. They're all going to be visiting to predate whatever has just arrived within your meadow. And it's really, really important to try and recreate as many of these habitats as we can. Now, you might be sat there thinking, well, that's great, Joel, we don't have that as a backdrop. And yes, okay, I'm sat in the middle of Triglav National Park in the northwest of Slovenia, which is an area of outstanding natural beauty. It really, really is. And how the Slovenians manage this area, I think, is absolutely fantastic. They still make a living from this area. They have woodland that they manage, but they still have retained 60% tree cover and woodland cover within the country that is Slovenia. And this is a country that is merely the size of the Midlands in the UK and about 2 million people, but they've managed to achieve an incredible thing, which is where they can live alongside nature whilst also making a living from it for those that do. So whether that's the farmers, or whether that's the foresters, there are ways they are doing this where they can encourage also ecotourism as well, which is a huge part of the income for certain areas like this, where we are right next to Lake Bohinj, for example, which is absolutely gorgeous, a beautiful part of the world, a pristine, untouched lake that is just absolutely exquisitely preserved. It really is. They don't allow any power boats on there. Any boats that are on there are either electric, or people are encouraged to use simple paddle boats just to get around. So there's no fumes around the lake or within the lake itself. It's absolutely brilliant. And there's ways they are working with the countryside. For example, just looking at the amount of wildflower meadows, this is a prime example of one, but they are littered all throughout Slovenia. All the verges, the hedgerows, everywhere you look, it seems, even the town centres, the roundabouts, the car parks outside the supermarkets, everything is let to grow, and it's full of wildflowers, things like wild carrot, bird's foot trefoil, red clover, self-heal, all the prime species that you can find within a good wildflower meadow in the UK. But they are left here because there's an appreciation of the natural world above and beyond what I think is let's say the views of the majority of the public, and indeed our councils in the UK, which is such a shame, because we too could have landscapes that look more like this. Okay, I've got a nice mountainous backdrop behind me, but I'm talking about the meadow that I'm sat amongst at the moment. I'm talking about woodland scrub habitat that we could encourage into our parks and green spaces with ease, and it would cost us less money. So I really do think we should be doing all that we can to try and recreate these habitats, because to see them so brimming with life here is just incredible. And the amount of insects that are flying here at the moment in July is unbelievable. I went past an Alpine meadow the other day on a bank, and it was just littered with butterflies. There were hundreds and hundreds of butterflies. I've never seen anything like it in my life, and it's all because it's managed properly. They don't use pesticides, they don't use chemicals, and they use simple techniques to manage these habitats. So it just works, and everything has a chance to thrive, and it's really, really refreshing to see. Now, of course, if you're looking to recreate any of these habitats, then please do get in touch. I can offer consultation and obviously help installing these habitats no matter where you are around the world. It's something that I firmly believe we can all do, whether you are the owner of a supermarket chain or whether you are the owner of a balcony in a city or an urban space. You can still include more wildflowers to increase the biodiversity within your area, and it all adds to the bigger picture. It all adds to the patchwork quilt that is our landscape. And I really hope that this video has gone some way to showing you some of the diversity that is found here in Slovenia, and hopefully promoted the idea of maybe travelling to Slovenia if you can, because it's a wonderful, wonderful place, and one that I guarantee you will leave feeling very, very refreshed and like you have breathed fresh air. I certainly feel that myself here at the moment. The air is just so fresh and clean. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, I know I'm not sat in amongst a city, but there are places that we can come to enjoy this natural fresh air with ease in our own country. So please do get in touch if you're after any advice, if you're looking to create more wildflower meadows within your area, in your green space, at your allotment, on your balcony, in your garden. Then we have the online shop as well, wildyourgarden.com, where we can offer free advice to any customers who are looking to buy from us, and that is everything from the wildflower seeds, wildflower plugs, and 9cm potted plants, all peat free, and I'm really proud to be able to say it to you now. So please do get in touch. I'm obviously happy to help and encourage more of you to create more habitats for wildlife. That's the main aim here. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out my previous Slovenian videos and do drop any comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Stay wild. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.